So today I want to approach what I call blues deluxe. We're starting out with a really simple lick like I just did, and then we're going to expand on it and do something a little bit more sophisticated with the same rhythm, same time. So we're in the key of E, and we've done this before where we do a basic Jimmy Reed kind of move like. So I'm using my first finger on the second fret of the A string, coming down on that low E, third finger on the fourth fret of the A string, and then slide that third finger up to the fifth fret and back to the fourth. And it sounds like this. Now you'll notice I'm doing a little palm mute with my right hand, and we've gone over that a few times, but what I want to take you to now is a slightly more sophisticated version of that same lick. And so you'll basically finger the E chord, and you're going to do a little pinch. So you're pinching either with your pick or fingerstyle your A string and your G string, so it sounds like this. Okay? So that's your first lick, or your first note I should say, chord. And then we're going to slide up, and you're going to take your third finger and hit the fourth fret of the A string. And you're going to move your first finger up a half a step to the second fret on the G string. Okay, so it sounds like this in slow motion. Now you'll notice I'm coming down on that root note of that low E. Okay, you can also do it with a pick, no problem. You got to use your second finger for that. So if you prefer using a pick, it will sound like this. Okay? And part 3 is you move right on up. You've got your third finger already there on the fourth fret, and slide up just a half a step to the fifth fret of the A string, which is a D note. And then what you do is you take your second finger, because you've had your first finger here on the finger in that A note. Move the third finger up just a half a step, and second finger hits the fourth fret of the G string. Okay? That's the shape. You can see it. And back to this one. So the 1, 2, 3 of the lick is 1, 2, 3, and then back to the second chord and back to your E. So in slow motion, we went from, well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. But if you're playing the blues, and you might want to, maybe you're playing with a couple of guitars, or it doesn't matter, you might want to mix it up a little bit. And so this is going to let you mix it up to from here to here. Now this is sort of reminiscent of maybe Eric Clapton Unplugged. John Mayer does a lot of this kind of stuff as well. And again, you can do it with a pick or with your fingers. And now I'll show you one more move, and that is a little hammer-on that kind of dresses it up a little bit, a little special sauce for you. So that is, you'll hammer on in that E position, that first chord, that E chord, you'll hammer on with your first finger the first fret of the G string, so like that. So you come down on that low E, and then pinch the A string and the G string, but hammer on, so it sounds like this in slow motion. You can wiggle it. Now you also have options if you're a little bit more intermediate or advanced player. You can pick up either the high E string or the B, and I'll show you what I mean. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and play the very beginning lick that we played, the real rootsy one, which again is great. It's fine. It's been used in a lot of songs. And then I'm going to slip into this more sophisticated lick, and it's going to sound like this. Now I'm going to change over to sophisticated. Now I'm going to hammer on. Here's what it sounds like fingerstyle. For those of you that are inclined to play fingerstyle, I'm going to again get a little more fancy with it. I like it fingerstyle because I can get into now I'm just kind of randomly picking up with my third and second finger. And again, there's no real hard, fast rules about this. Whatever is comfortable for you. That always is true in terms of the fingering. Whatever whatever way works for you. This works best for me. This kind of these shapes. Again, that has that kind of that Clapton Unplugged sound, right? That I'm particularly fond of. The blues, an E, from a really gut bucket, Jimmy Reed style, right up through a more sophisticated Eric Clapton, John Mayer style. I hope that helped you, and we're going to go through some other versions of that in other keys as well. I think it's really important to have alternative fingerings and voicings, especially when we're playing acoustic blues like that. So we'll see you down the road.
My friend Jimmy has the coolest guitar lessons. Go to jimmydillon.com/free and get all your amazing gifts. He's the best. Roll, rock and roll. Stay awesome and rock and roll.